Yeah, I think it's extremely cool that we're seeing Mona in the story. I'm just like, wow, we're seeing characters from the past that we haven't seen in a very long time. I'm like, ooh. It's like, what are you cooking, Hoyo team? What is the big plan? Why are we seeing all these people from long past? I do like that there's less people at night. Less people are working. Makes sense, makes sense. Oh.
You're here! Finally!
Oh? Is something wrong? Oh yes, please cover your eyes for spoilers.
Farina, they seem to have gotten into a dispute.
A dispute?
Go see for yourself.
Oh no. Oh, the BRB still on screen. Oh, oops. Thank you so much for letting me know. I didn't notice. Hey. Alright, we're back from BRB, guys. Officially. Thank you so much, Ryder. Oh, Farina.
Like I said, I've already explained everything.
And yet the problem has not been properly solved. There is little space for excuses between us. It is not my intention to offend you, but please, tell me where you stand. You are the Hydro Archon Focalor, are you not?
Oof.
Look at this. This is a list of the victims from the recent Poisson incident.
You mean... they're all...
We did not arrive in time to avert this disaster, and I will not have it happen again.
Oh.
I will say this once more. You must tell me everything you know.
Oh.
Yesterday, I found 3 stone slates in some ancient ruins near Poisson. Do you know anything about those?
Seriously? You're questioning me like this is a court case now. I don't know anything about that.
Oh.
But you found them in some ancient ruins, you say?
That's correct, which is why I came to ask you some questions. There should have been 4 slates, but one of them was missing. The other 3 feature different images that seem to correlate to the prophecy.
The prophecy?
The second of these slates depicts the previous Hydro Archon Egeria kneeling before a floating island in the sky, as if confessing something.
Tell us more.
Do you know nothing of the—
I don't.
Rina.
I've never seen such slates.
I'll ask you again. Do you really have no information regarding the previous Archon? My deciphering of the slates indicates that the Hydro Archon Egeria once had to confess to, or apologize for, a certain sin. If anyone would know about it, it should be you.
All gods don't have the same secrets, you know. She was herself and I'm me. Is it really so strange that I know nothing? I understand your concerns, but I'm sorry. I just don't have anything to tell you.
Forgive me for saying this now, Lady Farina, but I have long known of your various secret investigations into certain matters. There are several indications that you have been investigating the prophecy on the sly. This is not strange in itself, considering that you are the Hydro Archon.
Oh, her hair at the back
But
of her
it
head is so
strange
cute.
that you should also claim to not know any of Egeria's secrets, as well as do nothing following your inquiries. You have never been as superficial as you have presented yourself to be, nor are you a fool. And yet, your behavior is very inconsistent.
What are you up to, Farina? Oh my
So
gosh,
you've been
Farina,
watching me
this
all
deflection.
time, have you? I didn't think you were that type.
You...
Well, since you know about my secret investigations, then you should know I'm actually working to take care of it. There's no point questioning or suspecting me. You're the Eudix, but you're still my subordinate. You should be following my lead. Just trust in me, your Archon, and do as I say. Never mind whether you can truly convince yourself to or not. It'll all turn out fine. That's all I have to say. We do not discuss this matter again.
Farina.
The opera's about to start. Toodles!
This is why Nouvellette has such... It's always so not content with what you're up to, Farina. Ooh, the slow-mo.
Did Farina not notice us standing by the door?
No, she's running away.
Wonder what's up with her. She was smiling.
She's hiding something.
I assume you've been outside for a while now?
Oh, you noticed. Seems Farina didn't even realize we were here.
She was in a great panic, though I cannot discern the reason. Our discussion reached impasses time and again. A state still I do not understand. Dialogue
Why
is
does
the
she
basis
keep
for
refusing to
understanding.
engage?
So why did she keep refusing?
We need to make her understand how dire the situation actually is.
Everyone in her inner circle has noticed that she is hiding some
Her
secret.
inner
The
circle.
issue is her attitude. I fear that she will not reveal anything unless absolutely forced to. We may have to create a situation in which she will have no choice but...
Oh? Like,
Normally, people will only reveal the truth when standing trial. Perhaps we must have the Hydro Archon experience just such a...
but Farina's seen so many trials, and she's really good at dodging questions. How do we make sure that she won't just slip away at the first chance she gets?
We will need to consider this thoroughly. Join force... If at all possible, I would prefer to recuse myself from this affair, but we must prevent the prophecy. This may be cruel to her, but all Fontaine is in crisis. The information
This is
a god
true.
possesses is
Come
too
on,
precious,
Farina. Let
and
us
so we
know.
must take... But who will lend us their aid?
You know who to call? On a boat somewhere in Quiet Poisson. Who is she calling? Oops.
Well, that's everyone, huh? Speaking of which, it was pretty smart of you to think of hiding here.
Poisson was just involved in a disaster, so it's presently devoid of people. That naturally makes it the best choice.
And here you are drinking tea like it's the most natural thing in the world, huh?
That's what family should do. Sit and enjoy a leisurely time together.
It's nice to enjoy tea here, you know? Care for a cup?
Lend me your ears, everyone. Or perhaps one of you might like to start us off. How about you?
Oh no, don't ask him.
Me? No, I don't think I can.
Then, how about you, good sir?
I fear that I will cause the mood on this boat to become as somber as it is in court.
No, it's okay, Newflet. We love to hear you talk.
Well then, I guess we're lucky we've got a local like me to organize things.
That was a little long-winded, don't you think?
Oh,
Chlorine!
you might be right. Anyway,
Oh
to cut to the chase, our friend here, the Traveler, has brought us together to discuss something. As for what that is, well, let's start by saying that we'll be pooling our efforts together to create a series of traps.
Are we trapping Farina? Oh my gosh.
How intriguing.
Well, it's just an expression, really. One that I just learned from Chlorand. And used.
Huh? Didn't you say that you would be facilitating this?
Chlorine, you're still ice cold.
Oh, come now. Your work doesn't involve much public speaking, right? This is a good chance to practice. You might even pick up some fancy oratory tricks to impress your boss with in the future.
I see. And what does my boss say?
He is glad that you consider him your boss. Do go on.
He's glad you consider him your boss, Newfoundland. You are just a soft little dude. Just a soft little guy.
In that case, do any of you have experience hunting?
Not that I recall.
Fremine and I once used a wooden stick in a basket to catch wild rabbits when we were younger. As for Lynette, oh, right. You were sick that day, weren't you?
I've also gone diving to catch some fish before. Does that count?
I'm afraid not. You may or may not have heard, but Fontaine once played host to a group known as the Marechaussee Hunters. Though that was their name, they did not hunt animals, but rather various monsters left behind by the ancient dynasty of King Remus. Today, Fontaine's monster population has already thinned greatly, so the hunters have blended back into society, taking up arms in other lines of work. They even left a trap comprises of the following components: bait, a trigger, and a containment device. Sometimes a lethal implement will also be necessary to deal with the prey. So, if we were to build a trap together, right now, what would you choose to build it with?
For me, I would prefer something basket-shaped. Pigeons and rabbits will see the bait and naturally enter the snare. Our line of work requires a deft hand, and we're some of the best in the industry, so you can count on our techniques.
Okay.
You used some of those techniques while moving the people of Poisson, didn't you? My subordinates mentioned that you even performed
Some magic for the kids!
Yes, and
Aw,
I even managed to gather some
Lenny.
intelligence in the meantime. I'm quite the multitasker if I do say so myself.
I'm afraid I can't claim that as my strong suit. I prefer more stable methods, like placing bait in the water and waiting for the fish to come within reach. That's...
Calm and steady. Exactly.
And I can be their assistant.
With discretion, I'm sure.
I'd probably use some sort of mechanical animal. Papa once bought me some small clockwork squirrels, mice,
Just
and
like a
such.
fake
When placed in
version?
the forest, they can attract
Interesting.
others of their... I remember that you liked those too, didn't you?
Oh my gosh, were you guys childhood friends? Tell me more.
I did. And that would be a good way to go about it. If they're realistic enough, animals of the same kind will follow them all the way to the trap.
What about you, Monsieur Neuvillette?
I fear I do not have any related experience.
That makes sense. You usually solve problems directly, without the use of any such tricks. But I do have one more question for you, monsieur. If we were to create a trap now, how would you design it?
I would like for it to be effective, but bring no harm to the prey.
A more gentle
gentle trap
trap.
would be
Oh, Juliet.
Kind as always. However, our intention doesn't necessarily change the containment device and the type of implement. If we wanted to kill the prey in one strike, we would need a powerful implement. However, that also goes for prey that must be captured and safely contained.
Wait, why is that?
Only a hunter who's a true expert at subduing their prey can snare it without harming it. The line that divides life and death is often exceedingly thin.
I love this shot. Just the lines. Yeah, this is a good shot.
So, are we going hunting together?
Huh. We hadn't thought of seeing ourselves as hunters. It kinda works, but maybe it's still not the best metaphor.
If our means of capturing and dealing with our prey is to put them on trial, then the hunting metaphor is actually quite accurate. But we shall require much more courage than any hunter to judge a god, a being whose seat is an exalted throne.
That's right.
Oh, so that's what's going on.
What you need is simply the secret she is keeping. Attempting to take her secret is an act of sacrilegious disrespect, but must be done to prevent Fontaine from sinking into the waters as foretold in the prophecy. Fair enough. There is neither hunter nor prey, but there must be a trap. That is what you will need. Interesting. Spina de Rosala's base. Alright. Wait, let me just... Good. This is the one we want to go to. Yep. Ooh, we're ramping up a little bit. Things were a little bit taking their time, but now we do be ramping up. Let's go. Mona?
It's been a tough few days, hasn't it? So much.
Those meetings made me hungry.
Paimon didn't think the meetings would go on for so. Paimon thought they'd be at least a little frightened. Well, Fremine was, now that Paimon thinks about it, but everyone. Well, it's hard to say. Paimon doesn't have it. After all, you're the most reliable person in the world.
Yes, we are.
Did you just pour some tea? Paimon didn't notice you doing that at all.
Oh, is the witch here? The witch is here. Hello?
Paimon's never seen that cup before.
Don't be frightened. I'm just joining you two for tea. I merely refrained from saying anything till now.
Oh, she's fully invisible.
Ah, have you forgotten me already?
Wait, you are familiar. You're the voice we heard from the sky in Sumeru.
I don't remember this. Who?
The voice from the sky, I fear that description is wrong. Though, not completely wrong. You're feeling lost now. just as you were feeling previously. I sensed that confusion and thus came to you. Guiding people is
Who
an
are you, and what do
irresistible
you want
hobby
with
of mine,
us?
after all. Consider me a passerby, just accepting a commission from my friend's disciple on a whim.
Friend's disciple. The enigmatic end of Hexenzirkel. Allow me to ask you, will Fontaine's prophecy come true?
Prophecy. Yes, what has been prophesied will be fulfilled.
What? Then is there any—
I believe you have witnessed a failed attempt with your own eyes. Can everything in Tevat so easily be changed?
Can there really be no exceptions?
So you've caught on. Just as prophecies are usually only the future as seen from the perspectives of the gods, could things be happening in hidden corners where the gods' gaze does not fall? Are the things that you shall see different from the fate that the gods perceive?
What is she talking about? Can you make it easier for me to understand?
I believe that you understand, right? Some things are insignificant, but others you must reach out to change. Ultimately, fate shall serve as your only guide, no matter what will happen in Tevat's future. All you need to do is to play your part.
This is all very deep and profound, but I must confess, watching the tea drain from the cup and there's no animation of the cup being drunk, I'm just imagining the invisible witch is just like bending over and like slurping up the tea while trying not to move the cup. I'm just like, how is this happening? Is she just fully just like licking the tea out like some like a doggy licking some water out of a bowl? A bowl?
Well, that'll be all for today.
Oh, goodbye,
Nice.
mage.
It's gone.
Is this the clue you're leaving for us? Just drink all the water? Alright, it's time. I gotta drink all the primordial soup.
What? I want to hear someone talking.
But I think ultimately the mage is saying that we don't have to do anything, right? We just have to witness what's happening, because that's our role. We're just a witness.
All right, coming. Hey, it's you who's getting late.
Well, I see I've walked in on some lively banter.
Mona.
How have you been these past few days?
Fine, just fine. I went to take part in that Steambird panel. It turned out to be more interesting than I expected. Not all Fontainians are pessimistic about this. One journalist mentioned that sitting around and waiting for the end to come would be wrong, and that they should make their own rescue preparations.
Did she have pink?
Why, yes! It was
Charlotte!
I'm in full support of her view. Prophecies are very important, but...
That's right! Paimon's glad to hear something sensible.
Yes. About what we had discussed before. I did try, but I'm afraid I couldn't reach the old hag. I'll try again tonight.
Someone
but
already
I
came
wouldn't
over.
get- Huh?
Yeah, someone came over.
Goodness gracious. Are you serious?
Yeah, she came to pass a
She said
message
that
to
even
us.
the god's gaze has blind spots.
The Hexenzirkel members are certainly anything but ordinary. As for the mage named N, the old hag has mentioned her a few times. She said that N's sense of direction is incredible, and that she loves guiding those who are lost.
Interesting.
But I've never met her, and if she were still alive, she'd be... well, suffice it to say that the hag's at least a few hundred now, and N's been around for longer than that.
Wow.
Whoa. The Hexenzirkel sounds like a scary group.
Their abilities alone are pretty terrifying. If she came to see you personally, then the problem you're facing must truly be of great importance.
Well, it's
This
not
is
like Paimon could
cool.
understand
This whole
anything she said.
Hexenzirkel plotline is very interesting.
Yes, she was quite cryptic, but I suspect she means that there is still a way to turn things around. She didn't say when or what that would be, though, so perhaps it is something that you cannot know right now.
When will we realize their value and meaning? I agree. Was that the best answer the question could have gotten?
Traveler, Paimon, are you two alright?
Oh, we're fine. We're just a little down right now. It kind of feels like the end is coming.
I see. I feel that same sense of. I guess you could consider me someone who has often witnessed fate. So far as I have seen, it cannot be swayed. But even so, I still hope for and believe in miracles. Astrology is eternal and perhaps that's what En was trying to tell you. Not to lose heart, and to believe that what you are seeing playing out before you is not yet set in. I did originally think of steering clear of all this, but I couldn't. Even if this is all futile, I still wish to help everyone.
Huh. You do have a point.
There I go, talking about astrological principles again.
Don't worry,
Sorry,
Mona,
it
that was
worth
helpful.
trying to comfort you, even if only a little. I believe that you'll help those who are struggling in the same way I did. I suppose that might be why we always seem to meet by coincidence.
Paimon feels kind of moved by what Mona said. But also kind of sad, too. Hey, Traveler. Paimon suddenly feels like going outside for a walk. Let's go. Let's walk around the city, shall we? There's a few spots we always like to walk by.
Okay, go to the newsstand. Alright, so it's on the surface, I think, right? Let's go. Things are cooking, but they're only just simmering.
Quit following me.
I will confess, I thought the story would really ramp up really fast in this particular arc, because I'm like, there's so much that's happening. Surely they gotta go fast, but they're really kind of just taking their time, so I'm curious.
Our names are written in this newspaper. Let Paimon see. The underwater stronghold, the Fortress of Meripede, has my recent attempts to enter the fortress bore little fruit. Thus, did an Outlander friend become the focus of this report? A blonde adventurer with their white hair legends. So while the fortress's interior remains a mystery behind closed doors, do not fear, for the journalist Charlotte's biggest scoop yet, the Traveler's Trail, World Walker. Huh. Charlotte took so many awesome photos of us and we never even noticed.
Oh wait, there's a little music thing in the background I need
She
to
hasn't
grab.
been able to get a hold of anything at the fortress, so since we're easier to find, she's using us as the subject matter instead?
Yeah, seems so.
Seriously? Well, fine. Those headlines and photos do look cool, so Paimon will forgive her this time.
Okay, give me that cool little music bit. That's so fun. It was just amongst the books. How fun. Okay, let me get in there. Get in there.
We're here! Paimon.
Yummy yummy in my tummy.
Hey, quick! Look! That's
What is with this slow zoom?
the limited edition only 6 slices a day cake!
It hasn't already sold out?
It was so delicious the last time we tried it! Despite the tense situation we were in, let's give it another go!
Is it
Paimon's
because
sure it'll be
Farina's
great.
too sad to be eating cakes, which is why they're not sold out yet?
One slice of cake, please. Someone showed up after all! Oh, wait, you're the one from the Palais Mermonia.
Oh, are you here to buy cake too? It seems Monsieur Nervalette was right. You really can eat.
Wait, did he really say something like that?
That's right. Even he has his own preferences when it comes to food. As for me, I love the cake and coffee here.
Okay.
Do you come here often?
Usually every day.
Every day?
It's part of my daily schedule, apart from work. I shall have my cake and coffee.
Then what if someone told you one day that this place would be closing soon, and you wouldn't get to eat cake here anymore? What would you think?
But why would it close?
Well, Paimon doesn't know either, but maybe the waters will rise tomorrow. You know, like in the prophecy.
What is this conversation topic, Paimon?
The prophecy. To be honest, I haven't paid much attention to that. No, still, even if there'd be no more cake tomorrow, that wouldn't keep me from having some today.
Good point.
No, it's the same for eating in general. You might not be able to eat tomorrow, but if you can do so today, then you should carry on. That's what people call living, you know.
That's true. So true, full of wisdom.
Don't be sad. Excuse me, could I have 2 more slices of cake to go? These 2 slices are for you. Sijuin said that this kind of expression you're making is what humans call being sad.
Being sad?
Oh, you know Sijuin?
I sure do. She was born before me, and she sometimes comes to the surface to teach us things about humans. She said that humans are creatures that are saddened easily, yes, and you can only lift their spirits by feeding them delicious food.
Oh,
So
Sijuin is
enjoy the
so
kids here.
right. Absolutely
I've got something else
correct.
to do, so I'll be going now. You two try to stay in a good mood after eating, all right? Bye.
Oh, Sadine. I'm a big fan of you. Please enjoy
Here
cake.
she goes. All right, let's dig in. Paimon's sure this cake will be delicious.
That person's right. If you're sad, just eat good cake and you'll taste and you'll taste so much better. You'll feel so much better.
Better with the
Ah, yummy.
It sure would be nice if we could come again tomorrow.
And the
Sure would
day
be nice
after
if
that.
we could always eat delicious food here.
Yeah. I hope we can always have delicious food. Ooh, let me buy some stuff. What do you sell? I'm gonna purchase all of these. Thank you very much. Tripes du port. Tomates narbonais. I'm not gonna, you know what? I think I'm pronouncing all of this wrong. So it's fine. I'm not gonna... I am not going to attempt the pronunciations anymore, but let me learn the recipes really fast. Use. Yummy. Ooh, and would you look at that? We have our commissions done. Tasty. Is there an upstairs? Ooh, more dining. Ooh, this is fun.
Gotta make sure Lynette stays away from the dish racks.
Is there anything over here? Wow, wait! Sorry, I thought I saw something here and I was gonna be like, you have huge bottles in front of you, sir. Alright. Let's take a peek.
Oh, we're near the Steambird office.
Yeah, let's go have a chat. Charlotte!
Wow! If it isn't the Traveler and Paimon! Ha! You've got some nerve! You just used
Can we negotiate a profit split?
Oh, you needn't worry about that. That you were in Poisson some time back, so I sent you a letter to discuss just that.
Okay, well...
It's alright though, I've set aside the amount intended for you. I've even set the table with some food.
Really?
Paimon, you've been bought.
You're almost a little too easy to win over, Paimon. If I were a journalist with ulterior motives, you'd be in trouble now, you know.
Oh, Paimon knows you're not like
Mhm.
Still, what brings you here all of a sudden?
Alright,
Mona mentioned you. We thought of coming.
yes.
I see. It seems you
We bumped into Mona.
She mentioned me?
She said that you're a
Mona
real
is...
daredevil
yeah, you're a
like
daredevil, according to Mona.
Nice. In which case, can this...
Oh,
So you're article-
okay, so we'll get an official interview. That sounds fun. Yeah, interview us.
I'd like to...
Let's
Yeah.
interview.
Are we even?
Why not? If I say you're worth an interview, then you're worth
You'll need a few days to prepare.
But,
Alright.
Oh, in that case,
Oh, so that's a yes? Ooh, splendid! I'll tell the editor-in-chief immediately.
Lighting a venue, some props.
So much to get done now. Talk to you later.
Yeah, I look forward to our interview.
wait, Charlotte. Paimon's still got a question for you.
Oh,
And what's that?
oh, she's not gone yet.
If, just for example, Fontaine were to be flooded tomorrow?
Paimon!
What do you do today?
Huh. That's the prophecy you're talking about, isn't it? I mean, I do hear about it often, but I've never once thought that the day could be tomorrow. If you're seriously asking, then I might try and think of a way to leave Fontaine. Oh, but I'm still a journalist first and foremost. That means I have a duty to be reporting from the scene. And secondly, I wouldn't forsake my homeland that easily. From what I've seen, most people don't know what they'd do should the worst come to pass. So in all likelihood, I'd probably still be prepping at the office for that interview of ours. I know what you're thinking. That sounds a bit sad, but I've always believed that it's best to do what you enjoy. Just think about it. If this nation really were to be suddenly destroyed tomorrow, but I still successfully finish an exclusive interview with a truly unique person, then the story I would wind up writing would truly be timeless.
Oh, yes, Charlotte.
And then
That's
you know
the
what
way
I'd
to do it.
Well, I'd write that story, send it for printing, and use messenger pigeons to get copies out to the various nations as soon as possible. I'm not a dreamer, nor am I a workaholic. But I do love my job, and I'd be proud of leaving such an article behind. I guess you could say that I was born to be a journalist. But anyway, that's my answer. And on that note, I'll get back to my preparations.
That's so nice.
Right?
Anyway, let's go and take a look at
I
the
envy
scene,
her
shall we?
too. What a great way to look at life. Alright, are we doing our trap now? Is it the Farina mousetrap moment?
The sea breeze and scenery can be a pretty soothing combo, huh? Paimon's been thinking.
What are you thinking about Paimon?
If it wasn't Fontaine, but all of Tevat that would be destroyed.
Paimon!
Where would we go and what would we No, Paimon should ask, if you could choose, what would you like to do?
Eat some good food, baby.
We've always been moving to the next destination, so we haven't spent much time thinking about these kinds of things. We didn't
Until that
have to
moment
either,
comes,
with
I'll
us
just
always
keep journeying
being
on.
the road and whatnot. You mean, still traveling?
Yeah, cherishing every single moment that I have to look upon this world.
Huh.
Banter. The banter time. Charlotte comes to find you and conducts the interview. Okay. Navia drops by to take a photo. All goes well. Alright, well, is the trap finished? Have we finished cooking it?
Feels like you'll grow mold if you stay here long enough. But it's still better than the Fortress of Miracles.
We have to have been in Fontaine
Not
for
only
like a
be up
few
there, but
months at
salty
this point,
too.
right?
Ah, so the two of you are still here. Wonderful.
Oh, you're from the Palais Mermonia, aren't you?
Yes, I'm Isadora. Monsieur Nervillet sent me to look for you two before. I heard that afterward you went... Not at all. I'm well aware that you're friends of his. Actually, I'm here to pass along a message from him.
Did something happen?
Yes, inside the Opera House. The Maréchaussée Phantom has declared the incident a small-scale riot.
Small-scale riot?
Well, that said, I don't personally think it was that serious. Lady Farina was watching a performance at the Opera House, and while she was resting during an intermission,
Oh
some
no,
other
this is
audience
like
members suddenly started harassing her,
the revolution. Is there a revolution happening a little bit?
loudly accusing her of doing nothing about the prophecy crisis. And before she could respond,
Viva
others
la
started
French
to join in.
Revolution.
The crowd continued to grow, and protests against the Hydro Archon started to break
Oh,
out.
Farina.
So people have started to put the blame on Farina. Guess they finally found an outlet for the pressure they've been under due to the prophecy.
I agree. People will naturally rely on gods, as is customary. But the moment people feel threatened, gods are...
So what happened after that? Is Farina okay?
Seeing that the situation was spiraling out of control and that further argument was pointless, she claimed that she'd gotten tired of this. The Maréchaussée Phantom had their hands full maintaining order and did not catch where Lady Farina had gone.
So, you mean...
That's right. The Maréchaussée has dispatched many people
So
to
she's
search.
just
That
missing
said,
out
I
there.
don't think there's much to worry about.
I
She is a
understand the
god, after all.
situation.
Even good. Monsieur Nervilette sent me to tell you about the situation, but...
Don't worry, this is more than an...
Is that so?
Alright, well... The trap has been sprung. Look at our faces. It's gotta be the trap moment.
Hurry over to Poisson then. If we know Farina, she won't try to fix things in this situation. Instead, she'll look for a place to wait out the heat. And as we also know, she may be loud and dramatic, but she doesn't have a heart of stone. When Nervalet was talking to her in the Palais Mermonia, and she heard about Poisson, it would be hard for her to ignore being accused by the public today. Paimon thinks Farina's probably taken the opportunity to slip away to Poisson.
Okay. That seems about right. Yeah, she slipped away. I see becoming a detective's done you some good, Paimon.
In that case, there's not a moment to lose.
And off we go. Time to go to Poisson. 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 Exciting, exciting.
This place looks deserted. Guess all the survivors must have evacuated already. All that's left here are signs of devastation. Could Farina really be here? Let's try to find her as soon as possible.
There she is.
That's Farina, right over there.
Okay, let's stay quiet for now. Let's observe.
Should I just give up? This is all meaningless. What was meant to happen did happen after all. Everyone's dead. I'm sorry. I am so sorry.
Oh, Farina.
Give up, Farina. There's no point in holding out. I'm sorry. But what can I even do? Other than to repeat meaningless apologies over and over.
Oh, Farina.
Who's that?
It's me.
Don't worry, Farina. It's just us.
Oh, stop laughing. Oh no.
One traveler from another land. Why, I almost thought you were someone from that mob of my ignorant subjects. Come to kneel and beg for my forgiveness.
Farina, you were crying just now, weren't you? The tear stains on your face are obvious.
What do you mean, tear stains? Oh, I remember. Who did that uncivilized rabble think they were? Disturbing my enjoyment of the arts. They even dare to tout their Archon. I must teach them a lesson. I can just imagine their twisted and frustrated faces once they realize that I'm nowhere to be found. Oh, and I'm sure Nouvellette and those people from the Maréchaussée Phantom are freaking out right next to them too.
Oh, stop trying to act tough, Farina. You're actually beyond devastated right now, aren't you?
Of course not.
Hey, there she is. The Hydro Archon's over there.
Uh-oh.
Quick, after her.
Uh-oh. The mob is here.
Farina, those people seem to be after you.
They are? They're just some rabid fans who want to cut the line because they haven't been able to meet me in person, aren't they? That's against the rules. I can't let them get their way.
Farina just ran.
Quick, we have to catch up with her.
Okay. We've lost them.
This should be the place, right? Hey, Farina! There's a good hiding spot over here. Quick, come to me.
The trap.
Let them catch up to you.
What is this place?
Hurry, they're almost here.
Fine. I suppose haste is warranted.
I suppose haste is warranted. And we got her.
Paimon's exhausted.
I'm so tired. No, I mean, I nearly gave in to the sheer enthusiasm they displayed.
You might want to lower your voice to stay hidden. Oh.
Yep, that's a good girl.
Uh-oh. Don't tell me this is like the water levels are rising again.
The ground's shaking.
Another disaster just struck, I suspect?
Yeah. A quake of this kind preceded the flooding in Poisson, didn't it?
It can't be. It's happening again.
I bet someone out there is just shaking this house.
Neverlette's made some emergency
It's part of the
plans,
trap.
so the evacuation should go a lot smoother this time.
Yeah, I hope you're right. But the people of Poisson, they've already...
Starting to look far less stiff, okay. Okay.
It's true. I've been investigating the prophecy for hundreds of years.
Hundreds of years?
I once had informants all over Tevat, searching for clues and feeding information back to me. I've tried all kinds of ways too to hold back the sea. Anything to keep the coastline from advancing. But all my efforts proved to be futile in the end. Really, the truth has been clear to me for a very long time. We cannot make an enemy of the divine. No matter what we do, the will of the heavenly principles will have its way, and the prophecy shall be fulfilled.
You haven't given up, right? Oh.
Give up. I do love the sound of that phrase. It would mean finally coming to terms with fate, but also for me to finally be free.
Oh, Verena. But that would also mean that all hope would disappear.
Indeed. I've thought about giving up so many times, especially after we almost lost Poisson. Fate is really unreasonable, isn't it? It has no heart and obeys no rules. The prophecy has only just started to come true, and so many people have already lost their lives. But just now, it all became clear to me. I still don't have the right to come to terms with fate on behalf of everyone else. As long as the final moment hasn't come.
It's not too late.
Still, don't worry. I will keep hope alive for everyone until the very end.
Classic Verena.
Well, that's enough for now. I got the impulse to play the stricken maiden, but honestly, considering my rank and station, that wasn't a good fit at all.
She's back at it again.
Don't take any of what I just said seriously. How could I possibly let Fontaine fall to the whims of trivial prophecy?
Come on! Paimon could have sworn you were actually being honest just now.
You might not have to shoulder this burden alone. Your people are more than willing to share your burden with you.
Share my burden? That's impossible. It was fated right from the start that this would be my duty alone.
But even if your burden doesn't need to be shared, you can still choose to confide in someone. Just share it with me. I'm what you'd call a witness.
A witness? Yes. I've heard that you came to Tevat from beyond the stars, yes. In other words, you never belonged here.
Yeah, I'm not from here.
And if Tevat is, in its entirety, a show on a stage, then you're just a spectator, aren't you? If that's the case...
Come and tell us everything you know, Verena. Come on, Verena, just spit it out. Ooh? Cutscene? Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. No, we're so close! Oh my gosh! Wait, Wait, you should have waited for her to spill the beans first. Oh my goodness.
Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes my opening performance.
You were too fast!
Now, without further ado, we may proceed to the trial of our god.
So, this is what it is. Yes, you deserve praise for the effort you took to raise the dramatic stakes.
Bruna's like, yes, you deserve praise.
Do not forget, however, that I am Fosalor, the god of justice, the embodiment of justice itself. Does it not—
May I interpret these words as your refusal to stand trial? In that case, you will have the opportunity to defend your honor through a duel.
You would draw your blade against a god?
This is escalating really fast. We should have just, I can't get over the fact that we should have just waited for her to tell us. She was about to tell us. I don't think, this is just gonna, we're just bullying her right now. I don't, okay.
I see. It seems like you have made up your mind.
Paimon can't believe it. She just surrendered.
What the heck is going on? Did I just see an Archon surrender to a...
Wow, how utterly humiliating.
Lady Farina, what is the meaning of this?
You're just bullying her.
It would seem that there has been a misunderstanding. To be clear, the raising of both hands is not always an indication of surrender.
What does it mean then?
For excuses again, huh?
I raised my hands just now to indicate my acceptance of the trial. No duel shall be necessary. I will admit that I've been running away for a long time. I'm sorry, everyone. I was unable to protect the people of Poisson. It is my duty to stand trial for my crimes. You are not the only ones to be disappointed in me. I, too, am exceedingly disappointed in myself. But now, it is time for the Hydro Archon to show you her courage and resolve. I, Farina, will use this trial to show the world the true meaning of justice! This time, I will protect you.
Oh, Farina.
Applaud and rejoice! One of the most outrageous and fantastical arcs known to the opera epiclese is now unfolding before your eyes. Mark my words. This shall be one of the most exhilarating and brilliant shows ever to grace the stage of Fontaine. The trial.
Wait, oh, there's a
Archon
little
will now begin.
place here that I can use to get a nice photo of this place. I haven't gotten it yet. Oh.
Now we're making history.
What?
What does it feel like Farina just took over the whole thing? Like, come on! Didn't she just get forced to stand trial for her crime? Also, even though she's still acting super dramatic, she is taking this seriously this time, right?
All right, then. Who will be my opponent in this trial?
The court asks the prosecutor to please take the stand.
Me? All right.
Is that so? Very well. Then please speak, witness of Tivat, my accuser and...
We were so close. Yeah, you didn't wait. You should have just waited. I can't, dude. It feels mean to use this method to get her to spill the beans, but I suppose they're really like... They've run out of options.
Please allow me to ask.
Also, it's weirdly befitting that someone who's taken so much joy out of putting people on trial would also experience it like in this manner.
Just how much work did you do to force me onto this stage?
Quite a lot. We had to move the whole house here.
Well, we did do a lot of prep after the meeting that day.
I can go over the tasks assigned to the Spina di Rosula.
since they were rather straightforward and—
Navia, the president of the Spina di Rasula.
Most of the people who participated in the disturbance this morning were my subordinates.
Oh.
They changed into plain clothes and came to the Opera House as regular audience members, waiting for the perfect opportunity to incite insurrect. The people's resentment against their Archon has been building as more and more of the prophecy is fulfilled. Moreover, according to our understanding and analysis of you, when something like that occurred, you would likely flee the scene and head to Poisson by yourself. So, we arranged for a second group to lie in wait there.
So, you mean the ones who scoured the settlement for me were all—
And their goal was to force you to step into the giant magic box so you may personally participate in the greatest magic performance in all of—
That's right. That house was a magic box, rather than someone's residence.
As the super ultimate version of the setup that I used when I first performed at the Opera Epiclese, the volume of the box was increased by a whole order of magnitude, and the distance it traversed was the entire gap between Poisson and Areneas.
That's a lot.
Its cargo, of course, was an Archon instead of a human. My thanks, Farina. Without your help, we could never have pulled off such an extraordinary performance.
I'm just imagining how deep and long that tunnel had to be to move this whole box over.
Of course, this performance was only made possible with Father's support.
They just carried the whole thing?
A massive amount of labor in Mora to pull this off. We had to select a location, construct the giant magic box, dig a tunnel, and open up a path through the water. It was a lot of work for all of us.
So, in other words, the earthquake that we felt—
That's right. It wasn't a sign of another disaster.
Sorry about that, we deceived you back there.
Then, I can guess Nervilette and Cloran's parts. You gathered a crowd, prepared a stage, and made sure that the champion duelist would be immediately ready for a fight. Also that as soon as I appeared on the stage, the trial may commence without a hitch. Am I right?
Yes, that is correct.
Well, Clorand, I must commend you for your courage.
Thank you.
As for you, Traveler, I suppose your role was to keep me you'd make sure that I didn't notice anything amiss before revealing yourself as my prosecutor.
You guessed wrong. My mission was to give you one last chance. We hoped you share your secret with us before the magic box arrived on the stage. Oh, okay.
Is that so? It's fine. It matters not. What's done is done. The stage is already set, so there's no reason to disappoint the audience. Let's see this trial through to the very end.
The only thing we can do now is judge the Hydro Archon. Alright. Yeah, what does she want to say?
Allow me to pass this along. This is a document that Miss Charlotte applied for and received permission to share with you during the trial.
Okay.
Huh? Charlotte wanted to give
Charlotte gave us something?
Oh, so she's here too. Hey, Charlotte.
Hi there, Devil.
Hi,
Exclusive interview.
This the exclusive interview that she did. Wait, then that means this document.
Hey! Perfect timeline. An anthology of evidence. It's a very practical gift.
Quickly confirm the information in it. Just think of it as a refresher, all right?
Nice, nice, nice.
You defeated
Whoa, the whole thing. Okay.
First duel you took part in at the Opera House.
Defeated the Hydro Archon, the very first duel I took part in.
I didn't think that you'd
Oh
wind
my
up
gosh,
getting
it
to the
reads
bottom
it
of
for
the case
us.
I've been following all this time. I guess you could also see this as a happy coincidence. This is the first time Monsieur Nervilette had a difference of opinion with the oratories. Even the Hydro Archon can't figure it out.
I love this.
But the Tui Harbinger, she's an extraordinary person. Her instinct must mean something.
I really love this. This is so fun.
Destroyed in a single day. That I didn't witness that scene personally will always be a source of professional regret, I think.
Professional regret.
According to Monsieur Nervilette, both Child and that whale should have been in the primordial.
That's true. This part still confuses me. Navia falling into seawater.
Friend Navia. To be honest, that still gives me shivers. The words of someone as extraordinary as a witch can probably only be truly understood when something surreal happens to you.
I love it. I love these notes, complete with a bunch of commentary from Charlotte.
The trial shall now begin.
Oh, come on, Nervylette. Just fast forward to the part where the prosecution lays out my offenses. As the defendant and the lead actress of this performance, I still haven't even been informed of my... Of course, it is only natural for humans to
That's true. But my charge here is unrelated to your conduct as an Archon.
Ooh. Rare Traveler voice acting.
Instead, I would like to charge you as a fraud who's never been the Archon in the first place.
Oh, hired actor!
Wait, what was that? Lady Farina's a fraud?
Oh, shit?
I came here thinking that we were going to try the Hydro Archon for forsaking her duty, but...
She's not an
right?
Archon at all. See, this is what I was saying! She's a paid actress! I mean, she can't be, but that's so funny. That would be so funny if true.
Lady Farina, do you plead guilty to the charge? Lady Farina.
Oh no!
I plead not guilty. How can I be guilty? There is no way that I, Focalor, otherwise known as Farina de Fontaine, a member of the Seven and the Regina of all waters, kindreds, peoples, and laws of Fontaine, could be anything other than your true Archon.
Yeah. Even though Lady Farina can be rather eccentric, isn't it going too far to doubt her very identity?
Yeah, I've never questioned her identity either. Sure, Lady Farina can be super irresponsible, but what grounds does that prosecutor have to make such a huge
I have cause to believe that common sense will prevail in this case. Many of the members of the audience have known me as the Hydro
There will be
Archon
no
ever
fooling
since.
them.
Even the Oratrice has decided to show me its favor.
Oh, of course,
Are
the
you sure
Oratrice.
you want to commit to a charge that will never be upheld?
I'm still wondering how the Oratrice judges things. I'm still a little bit uncertain about that, but...
that you will not have to face trial for making a false accusation.
I know it's by using...
Everything that's happened as a
I know there's
dramatic
the theory is that it
spectacle and
uses
move
the
on with our
Archon's,
What do you say to that?
little chess piece, right? The thing that gives them their power? That's what the machine uses to judge?
With near impossible odds, huh? We have to not only refute Farina's claims, but also overturn the long-held beliefs of the people.
Okay. The people only see you as their Archon because that's their long-held belief.
Well, I tried to give you the chance to surrender. If you must persist, then let me ask. If you believe I'm not the and if I was not the Archon, then how did I manage to live for over 500
You are
years?
an Oceanid, maybe. What do we know to be special about Farina exactly? Okay, let's think about this. Yes, the knave did say that she is inflicted with some kind of curse and might not even be the Archon.
You may be a member of another long-lived race, which would allow you to naturally possess an extended lifespan. And second of all, even if that wasn't the case, there could be other ways to extend your life.
Such as a curse.
Who gave you that idea? Was it the knave? You'd sink so
Doesn't
low
matter
as
who
to
gave
use
us
the
the
Harbinger's
information.
words against me.
What matters is the veracity of the claim. No.
A curse? I once thought it possible that the aura of an Archon might naturally resemble a type of curse. But in light of this
Ooh.
claim, perhaps what I sensed was not your divinity, but a curse after all.
You sensed it too, huh, Nervylette?
So Farina, instead of an Archon, could you just be a cursed human?
Lady Farina is actually a human?
Well, it is true that it's extremely difficult to tell humans and gods apart. Just
The scales are tipping. Ooh.
Well, don't start celebrating too early now. Even if I have been carrying a curse like you said, how does that prove that I am merely a human being? Besides, every Everyone knows that the main difference between a human and a god is the possession of authority. Gods can do what humans cannot. That's why they're worshipped as gods. For centuries, manifestations of my authority have served the nation of Fontaine. One need only to turn their eyes towards the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinal in this very opera house, or consider the indemnitium that is used in every aspect of life.
Yeah, Farina doesn't have any control over it, right? Yeah, because yeah, this part, Farina didn't know why that in Child's trial
You tried to reference the Oratrice, but
he was guilty, even though Farina
rest
thought
of us
he
when
wasn't.
the Oratrice declared Child to be guilty without any proof. Otherwise, you should have come up with a good explanation for that by now.
Didn't I make myself clear at the time? The decisions
There's
of the
no
gods
need to
are
provide an
naturally
explanation.
difficult for
Okay.
humans to
Lady Farina, I believe a reminder of your current circumstances is in order. While the court is in session, the principles of justice and the law must come before all else. While you are an Archon, you will prove yourself unable to defend against the prosecution's charges if you continue to withhold vital information against the rules of the court.
I never thought you'd use that kind of rhetoric against me.
Oh, Farina. I'm sorry, 'tis how trials do be.
That was no trick of rhetoric, Lady Farina. I've merely reiterated the rules of the court. Rules that all should respect and follow.
So, you neither knew why Child was declared guilty. Instead of having been created by you, the manifestations of authority you mentioned have been made by the real Hydro Archon.
The real Hydro Archon? Well, now you're really losing me. It is true that I did not know why the Oratrice gave out a guilty verdict that day.
Yeah, no.
But the Oratrice handed out that verdict unilaterally, and it has been operating independently ever since it was first created. You can't argue that just because a divine creation is flawed, that the god behind it must also be no god at all.
She's still throwing out all kinds of excuses. Seems like she's confident that we won't be able to produce proof that she has no power over the Oratrice.
Sure, we can put the Oratrice aside for now, but then Miss Farina, could you give us a brief demonstration of your power as an Archon? Oh no.
My power as an Archon. There are many ordinary citizens in the audience.
No.
How can I just carelessly demonstrate?
I don't think she's got any.
If that poses a concern, I'm prepared to extend my protection to the audience.
You don't need to go that far.
A brief demonstration of your power over a Hydro should be quite harmless. Surely an Archon can at least match the capacities of a human with a vision? Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! She's crumbling!
Aren't you the Hydro Archon? Or is it that you can't even wield the power of Hydro, much less the authority of a god?
Oh shoot, she's in trouble now.
Indemnitium! Yes! It's all because of Indemnitium! All Archons derive their power from the faith of the people, and I've converted the people's faith in justice into Indemnitium!
Oh, the actress is... Ooh, she's putting in work! I like the way she delivered these lines. That was great.
Thus did I give up all of my divine power to provide everyone with energy for their daily lives. Have you ever seen a more magnanimous god?
No, Farina, you are so magnanimous.
Isn't that?
Is that a huge stretch?
Yeah, no matter how generous an Archon can be, how could they give up all their power? Can a god with no power even still be called a god?
Oh no.
It seems like nobody's buying Farina's excuse.
Hey, come now, everyone. Please don't stare at me as if I was a liar.
Oh no, Farina.
I'm still the same Farina you knew, right? The one that you loved. Shouldn't you want to believe in me? Please? You've got to believe me.
If what the prosecutor said is
Oh,
true,
no.
she really has committed a grave offense.
To
Did she deceive all of us? And all of our parents and grandparents too? And then all of our ancestors? Ever since they were born?
Enough! That's enough.
No!
Tell me then, if I'm not the real Hydro Archon, then who is? If you have no evidence of another Hydro Archon's existence, nor can you find anyone who can back up their
She's
claim
right.
to be such,
We don't
then
know
what
who else could be
grounds
it.
have you to say?
Wow, she came up with yet another argument. How can we refute her now? Seems like she really doesn't want to give up.
That's true though. Even if we don't know where or who the real Archon is, as long as we prove that she's just a human, that would be enough. Could it be this one, Navia falling into seawater? So if we dip her into seawater, if her toes dissolve? No, that's too cruel. Maybe if... I think I have to try all of these. I don't know which one is the answer. Unless we bring out some water to see if she dissolves a little bit. Like, you know, the corner of her hair dissolves a little bit. Did I guess right?
It has been established
Oh, I guessed
that
right.
all Fontanians can dissolve in water from the primordial sea. And that means...
Since you insist on claiming to be a god and not a human, then there's a method
Oh,
that you
no.
can use right here and now to eliminate all suspicions of you being the latter.
Oh my gosh. CJ, no! No, no, no.
Miss Navi, please apply
No.
to serve as a temporary attorney for the
Oh, I
prosecution
can't believe
before addressing
this.
the court. Though you act in partnership with the prosecutor, you must still
Not
adhere
like
to proper
this.
procedure.
Oh no. Okay, maybe just the corner of her hair.
Super sorry, Monsieur Chief Justice. I swear this really will be the last time that I'll speak out of turn. Now, I've brought some seawater from
Oh
Poisson.
no.
As everyone knows, a massive flood struck the area not long ago, taking many lives, including those of some of my closest friends. So, Miss Farina, would you dare to touch some of this seawater?
Just the edge of your hair. Just stick the edge of your hair in.
If we are to believe that you are indeed the real Hydro Archon, touching this seawater would have no effect on you. All it should do is strengthen your case. But if you don't dare to touch it, then we would have basically proved the reverse. Oh, and I must remind you that after the disaster at Poisson, nobody wants to see any more people dissolve. I do hope you'll act prudently and choose the simpler path of admitting guilt.
Navia from the Spina di Rasula. The Spina has governed Poisson for many years. I guess.
If Lady Farina is indeed just a human, she's probably.
Was she really dared to try? Alright, Farina. It's time. Farina?
Lady Farina, this test has been unilaterally proposed by the prosecution. As it falls outside
You declined the
the realm of
right
standard
to.
court proceedings,
Yeah, you have the right to decline. Farina?
Well, of course he had to tell her that. But refusing to participate is basically the same as a confession of guilt.
She's just staring at the water without saying a single word. It really does seem like she's quite terrified of it. That could only mean...
What's going on? Is she really planning to...
None of us expected this. Farina. Oh no.
Due to the inherent risk of the test, Lady Farina, You may.
All of us, everyone's like, actually, wait, maybe don't do it. Oh!
Hey!
She actually stuck her hand in? Why was she so scared? Did she think she might dissolve?
I'm fine! Look at me, everyone! My hand is still here! I haven't been dissolved!
But why does she seem uncertain? Oh no.
Will you believe me now? I really am your Archon! I'm nothing like a normal human who would fall apart as soon as they touch this water! Really? Was this not the most obvious thing in the world?
Oh, the voice actress is just really, oh man. Yeah, she sounds like she's like, she's really puffing herself up, but she's secretly so scared.
Miss Siegewing?
Who is she
Your
trying to
presence, Miss
convince?
Siegewing. Please come forward and attend to the defendant.
Siegewing, please have a look.
Siegewing, don't be nervous. It'll just take a few seconds. Let me see. That should be enough.
Please announce the results of your evaluation to the court, Miss Siegewing.
As everyone doubtlessly saw, Miss Farina was displaying symptoms of hyperventilation and flushed skin. These indicate that she was experiencing the adverse effects of exposure to primordial seawater. The extent to which she was affected is the same as other humans when exposed to primordial seawater of a similar concentration.
Oh, we diluted it! Oh, no way! No way, dude! Wait, no, but all the symptoms she just explained also seem like someone who was like really nervous would also have these same symptoms.
Thank you, Miss Siegewing. Lady Farina, you may return
Ooh, we
to the defendant's
diluted the
stand.
water, baby.
Oh wait, what did she just say? I didn't get dissolved! Shouldn't that be enough to prove my innocence?
Sheesh.
Well, considering your tendency to run from your problems, we did originally prepare a direct sample of the seawater around Poisson. However, after extensive discussion, we exchanged it for a sample that is not concentrated enough to dissolve an actual human. After all, on the off chance that something entirely unexpected might occur.
Yeah, like she actually sticking her hands in there.
We don't want anyone else to lose their life to the sea.
Yeah, so out of regard for Farina's life, you secured a low-concentration sample and asked the head nurse to serve as an expert witness. It's a great thing that the direct sample wasn't actually used. Farina could have...
I can't believe... You...
Oh no. She's probably still experiencing the adverse effects, but also, oh no. Right, like what's going on here? Farina can't have not known the consequences of touching that water as a human, right? So it's too unlike how she usually acts unless it's actually more important for her to keep up her facade than to save her own life. Hadn't she given up on everything a long time ago?
Listen to me, everyone! Please don't give me such cold and disdainful looks! What happened just now didn't prove a single thing!
What's going on?
How can you conclusively prove that an Archon can't also be affected by the primordial seawater?
Right.
Also, if I was really just a human, why would I dare to just put my hand in that kind of water?
Oh no. Ooh.
Please, everyone, anyone, just listen to me. I swear, I really am your Archon.
I feel like this is backfiring on us. Oh no, Farina.
I don't think anything she says at this point will sway anyone. The odds are just too stacked against her now.
She needs a speechwriter, so true.
With all the things that have been said, Paimon doesn't think there's any way left for Farina to win.
I believe the time for arguments and presentation of evidence has come to an end. If there are no objections, we will move on to the final judgment.
Oh, what is this filter? Oh, it's just the stress from everyone. Come on, Farina, tell us.
In my capacity as Chief Justice, I shall now render judgment on Farina's misrepresentation of herself as the Archon of Fontaine. As a human who knowingly deceived her fellow citizens, Farina is...
No.
guilty.
No.
We shall now turn to the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinal to render the final verdict on the charges.
Oh. Oh. Oh, come on, guys. Is she not the Archon?
According to the judgment of the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinal, Farina is...
Nouvelette?
Well, what's wrong?
It can't be. Is Farina innocent?
The Oratrice also displays a guilty verdict.
Isn't that correct then?
No, Paimon, this whole thing was a ruse to get her to confess. We don't actually think she's not the Archon, but maybe she's not the Archon?
However,
Oh.
the exact wording of the verdict is thus. The Hydro Archon, guilty.
Well, see, here's the thing. I don't think the Oratrice determines guilty based on the current topic at hand, because it said Child was guilty without any proof. So it seems like maybe he's guilty of something else. So it could be like the Hydro Archon is guilty of something other than what we're accusing her of, right? I don't know, that's just my theory.
Via the death sentence.
Death sentence? Question mark, question mark? No way, bro.
The death sentence?
Guys, this backfired really bad.
That's actually one of the available sentences? I always thought that it was just a myth.
Bro?
The one and only time the death sentence has been handed out at the court, and it's been given to the very person we've worshipped as the god of justice? What an unexpected twist.
Farina's been sentenced to death by the Oratrice? We just wanted to use the trial to show her the seriousness of things so she'd tell us the truth.
How did things escalate so out of hand?
This outcome is indeed quite strange.
Oh,
According to Fontaine's current definitions of justice, as well as its recommendations for criminal sentences, is this sentence really appropriate for the crimes that have been committed?
Right? This is so wild. Don't you think it's wild, Connor? Also, hello, Connor.
Even Vache wasn't sentenced to death by the Oratrice.
Hello, Whiskers. Did I say that earlier? Hello, Whiskers.
The serial disappearances case.
Even Vasher wasn't sentenced to death, right? What's more strange is, instead of Farina, the Oratrice rendered judgment on the Hydro Archon. So if Farina is not the Hydro Archon... Wait. So if we're right and Farina is not the Hydro Archon, then Farina is not rendered to death because Farina is not the Hydro Archon. But if the Oratrice is saying that the person being defended is the Hydro Archon, then Farina is the Hydro Archon? Oh, we're in a loop, baby.
Indeed. Not only is Farina's sentence overly excessive, the very point of our trial today was also to prove that Farina has never been the Hydro Archon in the first place. But now, the Oratrice seems to have deliberately invoked the title of the Hydro Archon. What does this mean?
What does this mean?
Excuse me, if I may interrupt.
Yes, Reminate, please take the stand.
Is the trial still going?
Oh, you've arrived very late.
Fremine, you finally made it. I assume this means you've completed your mission?
Your mission?
Mm-hmm. Any mission Father assigns to me will always be top priority.
you found the slate!
Huh. So the knave privately arranged for Fremine to try and find the missing slate.
I looked everywhere and finally found it at the bottom of the sea. It took me a long time to get around some dangerous stretches of water. But has the trial already concluded? Then... doesn't that mean I've come too late? Oh no. Father will be disappointed in me.
Don't worry, the mystery hasn't been resolved yet. It's not too late for you to shine.
Thank you for your hard work, Mr. Fremine. Please allow me to review the record left on the slate.
Alright, let's take a little peek.
Traveler, I believe that you have already seen the other existing slates. I would like you to come here and confirm their contents.
Alrighty. We do a little scampstering.
Huh? So what do you see? What is it?
This looks like the previous Hydro Archon releasing her divine power, turning Oceanus into human beings. Wait a minute, my neurons are firing! When you touch the primordial seawater, is it less that you die and you turn back into Oceanus?
I believe I've now made sense of the Hydro Archon's crime. It has to do with Fontaine's lost history.
Okay.
Huh? Isn't the Hydro Archon just guilty of deceiving her people? Oh, wait, no, that's Farina, and we've already proven that she's not the Hydro Archon. So when you say Hydro Archon, do you mean the real Hydro Archon we've been kinda talking about?
In truth, everything that you've encountered in Fontaine up until this point can be traced back to the contents of these stone slates. However, I'm uncertain as to how much sense they currently make to you.
An association between the contents of the slates and the events in real life.
Okay, let's try to recall the contents of the other 3 stone slates. Paimon...
Alright, let's get to it. Okay.